Does anyone even remember that this stream exists? You know, I was almost not gonna stream tonight, but then I thought if I get a beer, I'll feel like I'm gonna be motivated to stream. And probably almost 20 years ago, I first had this beer called Sol from Mexico in Mexico, and I thought it was amazing. And how things have changed. It's total piss. But cheers anyway. So yeah, I've been off for about 2 months. Basically the sort of aim in terms of benching tonight will be Geekbench multi-core, but on a single core. That's confusing, I know. Which I don't have a score in, so you might be familiar with this whole setup on HyperBot where when you click into a particular benchmark, it will tell you the world record, or let's say the global first place, and the country best, the team best, and the personal best. And I tend to have pretty okay scores. I mean, this is an LN2 score, this is an LN2 score. Let's actually look at all of these. This is a fun little intro here while we wait for people to join us. I don't remember the 32 core one. It must be a Threadripper. So yeah, it's 7350K, but it's on LN2 6.5 gigahertz. That's decent. Can beat that on Ambient now with Alder Lake, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Tri-core, I've got a 6.1. That's, you know, top 15 in the world. It's not bad either. I really want to get back to aim2 actually, or aim3 rather. We've gotten White Shark here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feels like a long break, but it's always interesting because there's like rustiness in benching and there's rustiness in streaming, and I feel less rusty streaming than I do benching. So I feel like that's a positive thing, because let's say a quote unquote good stream with bad benching in it is better than a bad stream with good benching in it. At least that would be my perspective on it. So anyway, feel free to disagree and say so in the chat. So quad is actually chilled water, Alder Lake, so that's decent. I mean, I can still obviously do an LN2 score there, but that's like, you know, top 41 in the world. That's not bad. Quint or 5 core. Yeah, long time ago. Probably need to update that, but there's not a lot of points for 5 core, which I just, it's what's the expression? Whatever the opposite of it warms my heart is, it freezes my heart. that that there's no points for 5 core, because I love 5 core. So here, global first, 30 globals. That's what you get on Ambient on Alder Lake. You gonna bench Team Cup, White Shark? 6 core, we've got actually chilled only, but it's Alder Lake, so it's the, I need to come back and do this on LN2 actually. 10 core. Hold on, 10 core. How did we skip to 10 core? Where's our 8 core? 12900. That's pretty maxed. Yeah, that was launch actually. Maybe. I've also, to further motivate myself, I have a snack here. So there we go. That's just the way things are going now. But hopefully I can somehow eat this where it doesn't make too much noise on the microphone. I apologize in advance. All right, 10 core. Is also LN2. Board dead, chip dead, unfortunately. That was a saga. 12700 KF for 12 core. Well, who cares about 12 core? I sort of wonder, is there even many points to be had for 12 core? Okay, 125, that's not so bad. And then obviously we already looked at this, and then finally Threadripper on chilled water. So the only gap, I mean, you could say 14 and 16 core gaps, but that's Skylake X. Who cares? You know, who really cares? But we've got a single core gap here, so let's actually check out what the lay of the land is. So are these Xeon scores, are they with the modded bias? Does Geek do AVX? I think it does. But anyway, the Sempron is really close. CNZ DRN unfortunately has passed away, so he won't be improving this score. But I think another one of the Italian benchers has all his gear, so there's a possibility. Always sad when there's no rig picks for like a pretty let's say quote unquote historic score like this. But anyway, what's the interesting thing would be where would one expect to go on air with a Sempron 150? I mean, I didn't know Mr. Scott had a score as good as this. So I'm also on the Biostar today, just checking it out, but mostly because my other board didn't want to post. But what did Mr. Scott? So 318. That's not bad. Let's. What do we want to do first? Let us check out TC2. Let's check out the Team Cup stages first. What does everyone else think about Team Cup? They have been announced. I'll have a little run through. So as per usual, I like to put together my own little sort of spreadsheet type thing here. Am I already benching for Team Cup? No. So Salty, I haven't streamed in 2 months and I haven't benched. Now, the laptop in front of me, which you can't see, is my new ThinkPad X13 Gen 3, and I've sort of benched that. I mean, at stocks, I wouldn't call that benching. I have submitted scores on it on hardware bots, so that's nice. But I'm not benching for Team Cup yet. I mean, I literally this area here has not been used for anything in at least 6 weeks because I've had 2 weeks off. A few things have happened, like I don't know if anyone's watching Orville. Anyone recognize this? That was launched, season 3 of the Orville. So the first season since 2018 or something. It's been a few years. So I've been watching that every week. Yeah, I've done, so June was the 20th anniversary of The Wire, the greatest TV show of all time. So I've been binge watching that in its honor. Yeah, there have been a few things. I've had some people visit me from Europe. Had to sort of entertain those people, which I'm glad to do, but it takes time, you know. Change jobs. Well, anyway, enough about me, as I say. So Team Cup, number of scores over here, hardware restrictions here, and then the bench over here. So AMD's CPU 939, always interesting, but I don't know how many dual cores I have. First of all, it's only 2 scores as it stands, so I don't know if I can really be in the top 2 scorers in OCN, which, you know, is quite a good team. I would imagine Tag, at least, maybe Shaggy as well would put up really good strong scores there, but that's certainly a stage that I'll keep an eye on. Geekbench 3, AM2 plus only, so DDR2 only. I'm really tempted to knock out like an insane 940 Black Edition score, but again, I have to coordinate with my teammates, you know. But I think that's really interesting. By the way, the is the stream doing okay? For some reason, it's dropping the bitrate for me. It's still playing back okay, but I'm seeing very low bitrate, so it's a bit of a shame. But not sure what that's about. I haven't really had to test my internet in a long time. So anyway, so Geekbench 3. Holy shit, that could be a really nice stage. I've not had much luck running 940s on my LAN party, 790FX. So it'll probably be the Gigabyte, but I just bought a Gigabyte. I should show it. I should just show it, you know. Why not? I've probably shown this on other streams already, but Shar, also on OCN, Shar sent me a care packet of a couple of Phenoms, a Sempron, and this board. And as you can see here, it's number 3. I've killed one. I have one that's still working, but doesn't do very good BCLK. And this one is totally untested on bin, but this is where I'd run the Geekbench stage on. It'll be interesting. But again, it's 3 scores, so I think I have a couple of 9950 Black Editions as well, so it'll just depend on coordination and stuff. But if I get my way, you know, that's the wrong way to phrase it, but if I were to pick be able to freely pick what chip to run, I'd do a little bit of 940 Black Edition binning and run it on the Giga and just go to town. Choppy for 30 seconds, okay. I'm not sure what's going on. I have 40 megabits of upload, and I'm currently only assigning 2.5 megabits to the stream, so just Australian internet, guys. Australian internet. X265 1040. Oh, by the way, on the what am I doing? Here we go. Hey, Palzin. So to sort of maybe pull out a little bit for a second, in past years, I think last year was different as well because of the pandemic, but in previous years to that, the breakdown of the sub competitions in Team Cup was DDR1, DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, and then there were, you know, GPU as well as like Intel CPU and AMD CPU focused stages inside of that. But it's kind of maybe sort of permanently been changed into this new format where the sub competitions are actually no longer DDR1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but rather AMD CPU, Intel CPU, AMD GPU, NVIDIA GPU, iGPU, and memory, with fewer subs inside of each stage, which is probably a positive thing. So anyway, back to AMD first, because, you know, of course, it's the most important. X265 1080p AM3 only, quad cores only, as my internet gets choppy again. I haven't been here in a few long okay, yeah, well, enjoy the stream. Avariana. And cheers with a crappy Mexican beer. So obviously my my platinum, I wouldn't even say gold, my platinum 955 Black Edition will have to get a little spin. Even though my Crosshair 4 Extreme is dead, which is a sad thing because that was my go-to multi-core board for M3. And I don't know how well a UD5 will do for heavy multi-core. Maybe this Biostar will be the way to go. Who knows? So a little bit iffy on the board side. I could run it in a Crosshair 5. Alex. Okay, easy. But yeah, I'll have to participate there. I mean, in terms of chips that are guaranteed to still be alive today, the best AIM3 quad core in the world. I don't know, maybe multi-core is a little bit more debatable, but in terms of single core, for sure. CPU profile max. This is obviously part of this concerted sort of effort by League to introduce new benchmarks. It's not the worst bench in the world. It's a little bit long. It runs a little bit long by my for my liking, but 4 scores: 6, 8, 12, and 16. I guess that means 5600X, 5800X, 5900X, and 5950X, right? I think there's no limitation on RAM type or socket, so yeah, I don't really have AIM4 anymore. I have it in my daily, that's about it. I have a 5700G in there. On to Intel CPU. Vantage CPU test. The thing that I don't like about this is just from a practicality point of view, very often they require valid link, which means you have to run through the GPU tests, and Vantage GPU tests are really, really long. And then so if you want to run on LN2, you're wasting LN2 basically, because you're running a part of the test that is not the score that you're trying to go for. But i5, I could see myself like maybe getting a 10600 KF or something and just fucking around a bit on the Z590 Tachyon. Yeah, feel free to watch my past streams. They're on YouTube, but they're also archived on Twitch. I thought I had a YouTube shortcut in my Nightbot, but obviously I don't. Which I probably should have, to be honest. Yeah, I do. Is the bot dead? The bot's there. Hello, Nightbot. Oh, there we go. It took a nap. So yeah, I mean, the actual bench itself is nice because it scales with memory and stuff. But yeah, just a little bit a shame that there's this extra effort required for the valid links. Geekbench 4 single, socket 1156. Interesting to have an entire stage of 3 scores with 1156. So I'm glad they included that. That's always been, you know, first gen core architecture on Intel has always been neglected in these competitions. So any amount of representation is good, and you know, going for a little bit of a newer bench that has probably never been benched or hardly ever been benched on that socket is always interesting. So kudos there. W prime Allendale. I don't even know what Allendale 2M is. I know it's 775, but it'll be a hot day. I mean, it'll be a cold day in hell when I run Allendale, whatever the fuck that is, for a competition on, especially on DDR2 775. Sorry, but ain't got enough time for that. But cool to see W prime. Yeah, tag stuff. 3 subs though, so tag, Shaggy, and Shar. Maybe Shar doesn't mind a a little bit of 775 action every once in a while. Northwood for Cinebench 2003. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Cinebench 2003. It's so short. It renders a great image. Cinebench is all about the image that gets rendered. 11.5 and 15, great image. 2003, maybe almost as good or even a little bit better image. Cinebench 20, rendering a fucking couch. Go. It's so bad. I don't know why it gets globals. Don't even get me started. But anyway, only 2 scores, so I won't be participating. Y-Crunch 1B, isn't that under the memory as well? Oh no, that's Pi Prime. DDR5, single socket, 3 scores. Yeah, I mean, I've got a Tachyon, so not a massive fan of Y-Crunch and DDR5 because it's just so hard to optimize even by Y-Crunch standards. But yeah, I mean, I have the chips. I have a really good 11600 KF, so I'll probably participate. Maybe not on cold, but I'll probably participate. Let's leave those open actually. For anyone who's watched the stream for any length of time, they'll probably know that I don't do as much 3D benching. Certainly not the newer 3D benches that tend to come up. You know, in a country cup and to some degree team cup as well. But yeah, I'll have a flick through here. Firestrike GTs only. DDR5, I don't even know what the fastest DDR5 AMD card is. Would it be something like a 290X? I mean, the Furies are HBM, right? Vegas are HBM. 5000 and 6000 series DDR6. So RX 590. See, Polaris, I mean, 3 scores. I have a good RX 480, so I might be pulled into to contribute to that, but then you need 2 cores. I'm not going to buy a second 480. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought of that order without any help, with just a little bit more thinking, but yeah, it's a weird thing. I mean, who's gonna run that on cold? Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, good bench. Firestrike GTs are legendary. What's going on with my bitrate? Sorry, I'm just running through a few options. Can't change that with that. Okay, hopefully it'll be fine. Advantage GTs are only, GDDR3 only. That's single card, that's even older. It's like 5000 series. If I remember right, 5000 series is GDR 4 or 5, so maybe 4000 series. 5300 XT. No, I mean like HD 5000 series. Yeah, okay. There might be some cheese strategies like using a really new card that has crap GDDR. Anyway, see, this is where I just get in. I mean, I don't care enough to even work this shit out. Godzilla DDR2. I mean, Godzilla is a terrible bench. I'm sorry. AGP only 2001. I just don't have. I have a AGP 754 board that I bought for last Team Cup, I think. There's a cheese card, yeah. Oh my god. Roast chicken flavor. So good. I mean, it's been probably over a year since I ate on stream, so hopefully you can forgive me for the extra noise and stuff. Interesting concepts here, just never really sure if I'm going to get around to it. Time Spy GTs. I mean, that's obviously 6950 XT, 6900 XT, 6800 or whatever. Not really. I'm not gonna. I mean, if crypto crashes more, then maybe. Okay, NVIDIA 03 on the 215 core. Sure. 11 entry 400 series. I've got some 480s. I could be tempted into that. Need mods though. Cadzilla again. Poo poo. No way. On an NVIDIA chipset. This stage is total AIDS. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. GPU by 32B 900 series. I could see myself whipping my 970 out if necessary. It's not e-powered though, so EVC only and just a little bit of cold maybe. Geekbench 5 compute. I run the compute benches more often than I realize, but it's not really been in a comp as far as I can remember. PCIe 3 only. On NVIDIA side, that would be 900 series as well, right? I could be wrong. Well, Titan is banned. iGPU Night Raid. So AM4 Night Raid, that exact thing I've run for a Country Cup before. So, and I'm not, the only iGPU I've got is in my daily. I'm not pulling apart my daily. 01 chipset iGPU. I actually have some 800 series chipset boards with Pascal. Oh, okay, so 1080 Ti. I might participate in 03. I'm a big fan of 03, so any excuse to bench that. 2080 Ti. Okay, no thanks. Vantage on chipset iGPU as well. Okay, that's a 2-for-1 then. I wonder why there's a different number of scores, unless I'm missing something. Turing. That's right. Didn't AMD go to PCI 4 and 5 before NVIDIA did? I'm hoping, actually here, there's an edit required, but I'm hoping stuff like Turing crashes like crazy now because they say the 3000 series is just gonna like go up in smoke, right? With the mining crash and with 4000 coming out. So 2000 series could be even cheaper. And I mean, I'm still waiting for 1080 Ti's to get really, really cheap so I can run some 4-way stuff. Because that's the last generation that it's 4-way. Firestrike GTs only. Again, I'm never much of a fan of having the same bench twice in the same competition, but okay. Here we go. So this will be on Alder Lake because I mean DDR5 only. There's no AMD DDR5 right now. So I might participate up to 6000 on the memory, so nice and tight. CL28. I might run my 11600 KF again because someone else in the team will probably have a 12900 KF or K or KS even. Memory, Pi Prime. I absolutely hate Pi Prime now after that Country Cup experience last year, but I may be forced to just throw in a bit of, like an ambient score or something. 32M AMD I'll probably be forced into running because I have a 5700G and they have nice IMCs, but I'm not looking forward to it. The only retail DDR4 I have left, so I'm trying to think, it's been a while since I've run DDR4. I have I have Royals, that's right. I have the, I think 4600 bin Royals or something. X265 1080p again, repeating a bench. I don't know how you can claim that it's both a memory bench and a CPU bench. Pick one or the other, but okay, that's a minor gripe. 8 gigabytes of memory, and then I might run the X799 part of things. I mean, it's easy to find a 4930K and just quickly run it up on the Black Edition on cold. I have no problem with that. Could run, if it's 8 gigabytes, could run 4.6 of PSC. That should do nicely. I'm obviously not going to touch P67, P45. That's just total bullshit. Geekbench 3 single, DDR2. Again, that would be 775. So fuck that. SuperPi 16M, interesting choice. DDR. I mean, yeah, if I can, if the team is short a 754 score, I could see myself setting that up. Leave this for tag. 775 exactly. And then PiFast on SD RAM. I do actually have a pretty nice, like a Tussle 2C, I think it's called, a Zeus Socket 370 board. So that's actually more likely than you would think that I would run that. Okay. Overall impressions. While my bitrate once again just totally takes a dump. Overall impressions are that I like it. There's a good variety in here. I have no massive complaints, but then again, I also don't really scrutinize Team Cup as much as I would Country Cup, and I don't participate in as much in it as I do Country Cup, and I don't care as much about it as I do Country Cup. But with all of these like caveats out of the way, I'm sort of looking for, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm sort of looking forward to it, and that's a good thing. I really have no complaints. There's no cheesy stages as far as I can see. Let's actually just quickly 1.55 volts on a 32 core Threadripper. Is that really true? Let's quickly look at the actual comp setup. Okay, so 15th of August to 15th of October. 2 months. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So that's Team Cup. Any more questions or comments? Fire away. I hope I didn't run through that too quickly. But yeah, good job to League. I'm looking forward to it. No complaints whatsoever. So now let's check out. I'm just quickly gonna go over here because for some reason I'm not signed in, and I want to enter my password without you seeing it, because I prefer dark mode on the forums anyway. Why is the CSS broken now? Okay, here we go. What I wanted to show you is we're having I would say probably the biggest comp in years and years and years, maybe ever, probably not ever, but in terms of prize money. Masters of 12th gen, Alder Lake only. I won't run through the rules, but basically stages are being unveiled in a staggered manner. We're currently on and they're also overlapping, as you can see here. So 10th of July to 8th of August, 24th of July to 21st of August. Geekbench 5 singles already completed. So there's 2 stages ongoing right now, and there'll be a final stage. And the prizes, just so you guys know, in case you haven't seen already, the prizes are pretty damn big. So can we calculate a total prize pool? Are we able to do that live? and then the rest I can do in my head plus another one. So about 25,000 US dollars, give or take, of prize pool for this competition. So pretty huge. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to sort of advertise this comp because it's kind of too late to enter at this point. Never do math live. Yeah, well, it worked out okay now, but there's also random draws for €1,000 prizes on these dates, so pretty cool. And 10,000 US dollars for first. Now, saying that, I mean the LN2 cost. I mean, I'm spitballing here, but it wouldn't surprise me if the dead hardware and LN2 cost to be able to get first place will be maybe a quarter of that. I could see it being like between 10% and a quarter of that money just spent on getting to first. So that really means if you make the investment to try and get, I mean, maybe I'm being too pessimistic here, but I would imagine, not counting the cost of your own time, which is substantial in these comps, just pure material costs, you would need to get to, finish between first and fourth to sort of maybe first and fifth to make your money back. But then if you get first, obviously you're making like quite a lot of money. And I want to just look at the overall standings. Ralph in first, OGS second, Surgeman third, Noisemaker fourth, and Bullshooter fifth. And there's been good participation. We have 30 plus people, actually 54 people in the first stage, and that's where I'll go because it's the only stage that's actually final now. And it was a barn burner, 2 points in it. Two points between first and second and third. Although it did surprise me that Stavros and Phil both competed in this comp. Phil hardly ever subs on his own account. They always do joint. But these first three, insane. And it's sort of to the point where it's hard to know what even made the difference. Is it just OS or what is it? So gotta have a look at this. Can we do side by side? No, we can't. That is beyond our capabilities. Okay, so first place on an Apex. And it's the regular version versus the pro version. And there was some discussion in the forums about this, but second place is pro, so it doesn't seem to have been the secret weapon that they maybe imagine it. But obviously the all important part is the memory, because it was limited to 6.5 G's. So 6.5 on core, 6.5 core, 6.5 on core, 6.5 core. But RAM, the higher RAM speed, so we can't really see what's really going on, because 30, 42, 42, 28, 72T for both of them, but a higher RAM divider for Stavros, aka OGS. So somewhere in the secondaries or tertiaries or in the OS or in reruns, 2 points were found. So exciting stuff. Enough about the theory crafting and news updates. Let's do some benching, eh? So I have no idea about This bias. This is gonna be totally hopeless probably. Bio unlocking. Don't know what that means. GPU phase control. Wow, this is intense. Okay, let's disable onboard sound. That's usually a good idea. And native IDE, that's nice. So this chip, this 150, came from Chispy. Chispy's retirement sale. .22 degrees, that's good. So here's the timing, but where's... Oh, it must be in here. Yeah, let's go to the lowest trap. And let's just try like 250 here. Well, it's posting, I guess. Oh, look at that T-Series splash screen. You don't see that every day. Tell you that much, you don't see that every day. But how do I change the multi? Can I not lower the multi? Oh, fit vid. Nice. I like this board already. Spoke too soon. What do you think of this beautiful color scheme? White and red. You can't see the buttons actually, but they're right here. Okay, so it didn't like going to 10. Can I go to like 14? Hey, Doc Gregor. Why does it keep throwing D1s? Does it need like 2 cycles or something? I understand. I like this color-coded stuff here. Impressive. Where was here? Okay, so it's telling me 2800. How does that line up with 250 times 14, 2800? Okay, cool. Let's try 12. I want to be able to just raise multi and OS. So it just needs a bit of time on D1. Okay, I'll have to put out my notes. So as expected, it's 2400, so that's nice. Where's the like save, but where's... Oh, it must be called CMOS backup. Ten profiles, that's pretty wicked. That's actually Okay, now let's go 275. So it likes to hang on D1, eh? Okay, so it didn't do 275. I'm pressing Del, but ain't nothing happening. I think I know what's wrong. I don't have a beer in front of me. So what I'll do is I'll get another beer. I'll be right back. I'm hitting Del. Is there a clear CMOS jumper on this thing? Can't see one, but maybe a proper power down will work. I'll be right back. As I unintentionally moved the camera. Not by a lot though. There we go. What did I miss? Cheers. All right. I don't think it wants to cooperate. It's a bit finicky about cold resets, this board. I need to kind of flick the switch a lot. Okay. So now, can we use our fancy load? Okay, so 250. Let's go all the way down to 10. It won't let me set more than 1.35. Come on. There we go. So I have to set memory voltage as an over voltage. So what's stock DDR3? I don't have a fucking idea. 1.55. Okay. So I want about 250 over voltage. That'll do. Weird board. I'm checking to see what the ref clock record is on this board. Come on, hardware bots. Why is it giving me this weird overclocked with the KC? Hold on. You see this? Overclock. Jesus. That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I feel like I might be on a really old BioStar 890, a really old BIOS or something. Let's look at this score. No BIOS version in there. Oh, this one done on a 10900T. Yeah, none of these have BIOS versions in them. How about CNZ DRNs? Zero 0815. I should validate a file for me and see what version comes out. It's still boot looping. Well, I'm hitting Dell and it's not doing anything. That's the story of an overclocker's life. I'm trying to get the CMOS battery out as well, but the little holder is really okay. Let's put a new CMOS battery in. Wouldn't be the first time that a low CMOS battery has caused issues. Dell not doing anything? What? Dell? I don't get this reference. Oh, okay. Dell with 2 L's. Okay. Try HP. I got it. I'm a bit slow. Sorry. Okay. Let's do the old jumper CMOS clear. Well, I can't say I've had it hang on that before. Okay. Date time not set. Load the card. Easy. So I've noticed there's a give feedback button on oh shit, this is an old version of CPU-Z. Maybe there's a new one on here. There's a give feedback button on Twitch now. I guess you can all just give the feedback. Eats crisps loudly on stream. Very off-putting. Drinks crap Mexican beer. Never actually overclocks on the stream. And this is what a single core system feels like. It has trouble opening up USB sticks. At first I thought there was something wrong, and I was like, hold on, this is a single core. This is what computing used to be like. And especially the file copy is really slow. So slow I have time to have more crisps. Come on. Come on, just copy it. Yeah, there you go. So 5th of the 6th 2010 was the 425 megahertz BIOS. '19th of the 4th. So if this is American date ordering, then the 5th of the 6th would mean the 6th of May, and it's the 19th of April. So let's see if I can find an 6th of May. Yeah, I can find a 6th of May BIOS here. I wonder if it has some sort of like utility to do it in BIOS. I guess it would have. I mean, it's BIOStar after all. They're very good. As you can tell, they're very good. 3 minutes left. The 9 megabyte file somehow is taking 3 minutes. Salty, there's no such thing as normal. I think that's a big part of growing up and becoming an adult, is to understand that there's no such thing as normal. There's just your way and other people's way, and neither of it is normal. It's like saying, right, like I grew up in I currently live in a country, and I grew up in a country where people drive on the left-hand side of the road. I wouldn't consider that normal, but I don't consider the right side normal either, because why would I? I'm not used to it. So just all a matter of perspective. Why is this download taking so long? Okay, maybe I should actually just try and overclock a tiny bit while I'm waiting for this file download to be really, really slow. Well, kudos to BioStar to still even have file servers. Unlike DFI, which supposedly still exists for industrial motherboards or something, but still doesn't host its like files for old boards. Thanks, Twitch. Couldn't hear the answer. Yeah, Twitch ads have gotten really bad. The answer to what? I'll repeat. I don't care. Okay, it seems to apply that. God damn it. Yeah, I definitely need to switch to HP. This hang again. Yeah, I definitely need a bias free flash, that's for sure. I'll try and set stuff manually. What I'll actually do is I'll do manual 250 and just see if that posts. I mean, actually I'm not having issues posting, it's more getting past certain screens in the post process. It's kind of funny to me that this chip will overclock 25%. Oof, almost overclock 25%. With no voltages change. Okay. We'll lower the memory multi. Where was it? Memory clock mode manual. Now we're at our infamous D1 again. So it seems to be memory multi related. So were there any Was there any exciting streaming while I was gone? It's actually full on hanging on that this time around. I saw there wasn't a Zeus North America stream with Yoss or something. I didn't watch it though. I don't know what this is going to do. Is it actually going to boot now? Add 250 BSLK and the lower memory multi. Oh damn it! Yeah, I'll hike the voltage a bit as well. But interview with whom? Hopefully not Yoss. I'll give it 200. It's sort of the quiet before the storm at the moment, right? Like, we're sort of a few months away from Raptor Lake, supposedly. A few months away from AM5, supposedly. A few months away from NVIDIA 4000 series, supposedly. It's funny that 3.6 gigahertz is an overclock on this chip. No, not the setup. I want to run the actual bench. G Chang, who's G Chang? Shouldn't they interview someone that's actually well known enough for people to know them? I also sort of wonder if on old hardware like this, Windows 10 is the way to go. I know that on new hardware it is, but here you have the complicating factor of Windows 10 maybe not doing as high BCLK as 7 would do in IDE mode. Talking about Windows 10, my current laptop that I just bought came pre-installed with 11. And it was a funny experience because I was sort of not happy with 10 or 11 on it initially, because 11 was super simple to just install and all that, but you know how it forces you into like a live or like a Hotmail account, basically like a Windows account, a Microsoft account, and it keeps reminding you and stuff. And obviously the taskbar location is a total no-go for me. Like, I need the taskbar on the left. So originally in Windows 11 you had a centralized start button, which is just totally fucking retarded, and no way to move the taskbar. And then they gave in and allowed you you're not allowed to right align the start button, but you're allowed to left align or centralize the start button. So that's the one concession they've made. So it's sort of a little bit more usable. But in this new laptop, it's got a 16:10 ratio screen, and it's like, why would I give up real estate? Obviously I'm going to put the start bar on the left. So I downgraded to Windows 10, but then that was like a really like old school experience, because I had to manually install the Wi-Fi driver and then manually fetch all the drivers from Windows Update for like quite a while. So Mr. Scott has a 2500 run. That's actually, I'm not like, 2000 is alright. For terrible, terrible RAM and terrible low clocks. Let's try for more though, obviously. Let's see if I can save this as a profile. But meanwhile, my BIOS downloaded as well, so that's nice. Okay, so save, enter. So 275 was no go, but let's do 260. So this BIOS update has a data file and an HDR file in it and a layout.bin. I'm suspicious. This is not going to work. The BST apparently is the file. There's no. Has this BioStar website been hijacked or something? Okay, so we're on 260. Let's rerun. Our RAM will be just extremely low. 520 DDR3. That's a joke. What's RPL? Quad Y. Yeah, Quad Y is nice. I wonder where, I mean on ambient it's not really going to matter, but I wonder where the CPU Northbridge multi is on that BIOS. Let's fucking go. Benching, it feels weird to do it now. It's been a while. Come on, Jackstra. Ah, Raptor Lake. I mean, my understanding is it's going to have more level 3 cache and more E-cores, which don't matter for Legacy 3D. But the cache could give a good boost. Come on, DFFT. Something's weird about this website. I don't get it. Please download the BIOS update file first. Okay. Let's humor them. Here we go. I may infect my laptop with a virus like 2 weeks into owning it. But anyway. Okay, so that's gave 79 more points. Easy. So now there's a BIOS update utility installed on my laptop, but it's just like all just seems a bit dumb. Just make sure we keep saving. mean, what could possibly go wrong? Oh, there's a T overclocker utility. Yes, let's do it. It goes all the way up to Windows 7. It's from 2012. Do I want to download from the global site or from the China site? Almost 4G now. Hitting the big numbers. What about AM5 though? I'm not. That's a hand. I'm not hearing as many rumors about AM5 as I am about Raptor Lake. I wonder what the IMC will be like. It doesn't really, from what's announced so far, it doesn't really feel like there's a 2 dimmer on the cards, which is a shame. Boring. Mate, you're comparing an entirely new socket with an entirely new memory architecture and a significantly improved micro architecture with totally new boards to a refresh, and you're saying it's boring. What? Come on now. Come on now. And Raptor Lake is even worse. Raptor Lake is just fucking Alder Lake with better clocks or whatever. You're not making any sense, mate. Oh, did he? He confirmed a Tachyon. First I hear of it. That was a weird hang. Where did he do that? Like his Facebook or something? I didn't see that. Oh yeah, specifically for Legacy 3D, but I mean, hang. That doesn't mean it's boring. Like, yeah, Buildzoid's a bit like. Buildzoid can be a bit weird like that. Sort of like semi leaking stuff. I'm not a big fan of leaks at all. I mean, not that anyone ever tells me anything, but if they did, I wouldn't leak it. CPU NB, let's give it 100 millivolts. Like funny haha or funny like curious or like pathetic? The 2.7 Encore might be the issue. I mean, when AMD went from the top SKU being 8 cores to 16 cores with the Ryzen 3000 series, that was leaked and that was legit and it was big news, you know. So I mean, yeah, it's obviously gotten to the point where a lot of people will like leak fake stuff just because it gives them clicks or whatever, but I wouldn't go so far as to say, oh, leakers are funny, that most of the time they're wrong or whatever. Some really valid information comes out of leaks. Hey Tantaketa, how are you doing? Are you melting over there? Okay, we passed stuff. So I think we needed a little bit more CPU Northbridge. So that's all good. You doing any benching? Are you doing any team cup or anything? By the way, 15 degrees, where are you? Like Canada? Did you... I watched that video of Roman going to that German meetup. Were you at that German meetup by any chance that he went to? Bench meet? Nice. Did you bench anything interesting or just hang out? But I mean, I don't really look to leakers for performance numbers. I don't know. I suppose it just depends on what you're interested in, but I feel like price, SKUs, launch date, like real availability, launch date, core count, that kind of stuff is really interesting to me. Like when they, if you remember when the AM5 IHS initially, like the ILM design, the fact that it's going LGA instead of PGA, when that initially leaked, I thought that was like pretty legit. I was like, I mean, I thought it was terrible news, but that was a leak, and that's like, that news really affects my benching because spend so much time taking chips in and out of sockets, and LGA is shit, you know, like in my opinion. I know that's just my personal opinion, but LGA is the fucking crock of shit. It's just bullshit. It's so like, if you get a bent pin on a PGA chip, you just unbend it. If you get a bent pin on an LGA motherboard, I know it's still fixable, don't get me wrong, but like, it's a much bigger deal. And yeah, I sort of understand, you know, DDR5 needs more pins or whatever, but I still, when I saw that, I got a bit sad, you know, like I really did. And that was, I might be misremembering things, tell me if I'm misremembering things, but I'm pretty sure that was a leak. That was not official AMD information as far as I remember. All right, we sort of have like, you know, something now. We have like a score of some description. Okay, let's try and get this overclocking tool on this PC. And you gotta remember too, right? You gotta remember too. You say so first of all, I think the performance numbers are not so interesting, but they're also, I agree with you that they're kind of bullshit, but like, it's an absolute fact that the vast majority of people in the world who are interested in PC hardware actually don't know how to benchmark something, right? It's You know, like benchers, like people who sub on HarborBot, know how to benchmark stuff, and a small number of other people, like let's say Jay's 2 cents, probably does not know how to benchmark things properly, like consistently with actual results. But like let's say Harbor Unbox probably can, you know. So even amongst the so-called tech press, the majority of them probably don't know how to benchmark. So it's not so much that the leaks are made up, it's just people don't know how the fuck to benchmark. That's a different thing. Rude but true. Oh no, I have these data files in here again. It's not looking good, guys. Okay, let's try and copy this over on this little single core system here. And just whip it out. I mean, extract all. Okay. I like how it's capitalized. Underscore Biostar. Sorry, forward slash Biostar forward slash T Overclocker. They're really trying to draw attention to themselves, aren't they? No, later. Always later. Is it gonna launch? Whoops. Okay, I should have probably restarted that. You had nothing interesting, so you really had no like chips to bin or whatever. I always like to have something interesting in my back pocket. If I don't, then I buy something from China. Okay, 270. Let's try 275 again. Rude but true. But it's true. I mean, it's just, it's not an easy skill to have, right? Benching. I think I need to raise memory volts now. Oh, we're already at 1.75. Why not 200 millivolts extra on the CPU North Bridge? You only live once. %. Okay, that's a bit harsh. So that's a good indication that CPU North Bridge is starting to become the limiting factor. So let's see if I can lower the fade did there. Okay, I'll actually lower this back down, and then I mean, even that should be enough. But okay, we've salty, like, okay, I don't really give a fuck about daily, and I probably don't know enough about it, but my impression would be that we have created that monster, like us, the daily users, let's say, have created that monster of every YouTube channel has to have a day one review, or else it won't get any clicks. No one will click on something day two. So of course the reviews are going to be shit, because all they want is clicks. How do they get clicks? By publishing at the exact right optimized time, not by having a thorough review, you know? So it's our own damn fault is basically what I'm saying. Well, down to Canada, I went through the Team Cup stages earlier, and I would say there's probably 2 or 3 stages that I'm really keen for. But as you know, OCN is just such an amazing team. Even if I did 0, they would still win. But yeah, so I'll pick and choose, but I'll do some TC stuff. I need to enable XOC mode. This is just embarrassing. Okay, so T Overclocker. Great way to lock it up. Yeah, but it's a big team, but I don't really. I mean, you probably know that I care much more about country teams than teams, team cup teams in hardware bots. So I don't really care so much. But my wow, the bitrate has really tanked right now. Hopefully it recovers. Okay, it's sort of getting there. What's WEGG? I don't even know what that is. Ah, tech tested, nice. Like again, I don't really. Oh, that's a hang. Oh no. I don't really care as such, but my feeling is that too many of the teams are country based. So I, even though I'm German, I don't feel like I would belong at Team Hardware Reacted or PC Games Hardware, whatever all those teams are called. So there's not that many for someone who's like a freelancer type person, like who doesn't have any real sort of association with a particular place or anything like that. There are not that many teams around. Like there's Overclock, there's Warp. So here's a Ukrainian team. Here's a German team. Here's a Russian team. Here's a Greek team. Here's, I mean, I guess if I were gonna join any of the sort of country-based teams, I'd be most inclined to join Mad Shrimps, just because Belgium, it's sort of like a mixture of all the European countries. But still, here you're starting to get into like sort of semi-inactive teams. Like, here's your Italian team, here's the UK team, here's pretty much a team that isn't active. Here's, there's not so much to choose from. I know for a fact that Australia OC is like pretty much full on inactive. So you're choosing from like fewer than 20 teams. Like I don't really want to be in the French team. Extreme Systems, that's from like 20 years ago. From here onwards, it's just a complete and utter joke. I'm sorry to say. Here's the Romanian team. So someone new joining Harrobot now and wanting to compete in Team Cup, where would they join? OCN or Warp 9? And there's a lot of good guys in Warp 9, but there's also some total pains in the ass in Warp 9. So for me, the choice once the Reddit overclocking team folded, the choice was clear. I went to OCN, and pretty much because of lack of choice, not because of any particular reason. I mean, I enjoy it now. Like I've been there a couple of years, and I've absolutely nothing to complain about. But I went there because the other team I was in literally just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's called, I think, OC Crew now, but like, yeah, there's different owners. I don't know, that's not the right word, but different captains and things now. So tantalizingly close to the 4G. So let's try and get that going. And 2200 would be nice too. 2190. Let's go to 2 BCLK up. Man, I haven't had internet issues in so long. That's so frustrating. Okay, let's save again. Two extra BCLK ought to do it. Reinforcements in the chat. Okay. At least no hang so far. But there's, I mean, that's fine, you know, like Hyrobot is a volunteer slash low paid person maintained site, so there's, I guess there's always going to be parts that are a bit iffy, but I mean there's so many features on Hyrobot that I don't really mind that achievements are broken or that teams are maybe a bit half cooked. There's sort of core stuff like globals and what benchmarks get globals and the rules and things like that. Those are working very, very well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's just no other alternative. I mean, what are you going to do? I actually don't like, I don't even go to like the overclock.net forums or anything, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, I want to, like, I don't make a big deal out of TC. CC is the big one, but I want to be able to bench for it and not feel like there's 0 point in it. I mean, you could argue the other way that when you're too far ahead, then there's also 0 point. I get that, but I don't know. I think that I mean, let's check. I mean, there's a lot of micro teams that have good members. Yeah, but that's the, okay, splitting into 2 teams, that's like saying, like, sorry to bring politics into it, but I think that, you know, the two-party system in the US is totally fucked. And the really obvious solution would be to split both of the main parties into 2 wings. So a conservative and a centrist wing for the Republicans, and a progressive and a centrist wing for the Democrats. And then you have a 4-party system and everything will work so much better. But try to convince people to do that, to like give up power, sort of, you know? and it ain't gonna happen, you know. And it's sort of a similar sort of thing with, I mean, on a much smaller scale with OCN. Like, why would you want to split a team, you know? I mean, makes things fairer, but in past years OCN didn't win Team Cup. I mean, it's really not had that long of a streak. Mad Shrimps, I think, won it 4 years ago, and then Pure made a run for it. I don't know. My memory is hazy, but it's not like, you know, other things. It's not like Lewis Hamilton in the Formula One. what a bad comparison that is. But you know, I think you catch my drift. Yeah, come on. Give me a break. Goddamn CPZ. I haven't been on this view because not much has happened. Okay, so we had a pretty late fail, like halfway through the run. Okay, that's never going to be practicable. These crisps are just too damn good. JPEG compress. So that's funny. Tech Tested is 9th in his own team. Okay, let's check. 35th. Oh yeah, so all the new benches basically. Jia Cheng. Okay, so there he is. Doomed, Caveman, Forks. I don't know how they convinced Dreadzone to go into WEG, but fair enough. Come on, DGGM. What's going on with... So the scaling seems a bit funny. We have a 2190 score at under 4G. Okay, so that's on sort of in line with Redux. I need to really disable a lot of services and shit. 2150. Okay, I think it needs a straight up rerun. Or maybe I just go diag mode. Let's do that. But is what's the deal with Miller? Because I've seen him talk about retirement. Like, he's always, well, in as long as I've known him, he's always worked for Intel. But now he like sort of claims that he's retiring because of his job at Intel. I don't know. Like, he's never been the most active of benchers anyway. So it's like hard to tell the difference between retirement and non-retirement. I mean, he'll throw up an amazing score with like a recapped GTX 1060 every once in a while, but sold a ton of stuff. Yeah, I remember him subbing something on a 939 LAN party or something, but it would be like one sub per TC. Yeah, a really good sub, but you know, in the 5 years I've been active, at least he's never been a volume subber, volume bencher. Nah, this stuff is too good. Watched Everything Everywhere All at Once last night. It's a pretty good show, good movie. Too long though, just too long. I mean, the real not even try hard, but the next thing to do here obviously is lower the multi and up the BCLK to get better memory. Only 7 or 8 stages, that could still be weeks of work. Come on, blur filter. $2,200, here we come. I'm intrigued by this board though. I tried it quickly for Sempron when I first got it, and I thought it was a waste of time because I couldn't do 300 straight off. But I'm starting to see that maybe with it's like a DFI almost, like with a little bit of massaging, it will do wondrous things. Come on, the 2200. Fuck. Where did all the performance go? I don't get it. It just vanished. Okay. I'll try one or two more things. Okay, higher Northbridge trap. Just gotta think it might work. As it just flat out hangs on c7. No, not the cold reset crap again. Can I just keep rebooting on it until it disappears? Okay. It requires a jumper, supposedly. No any device exists. Okay. Good to know. Let's go way down. Let's go to 12 here and to 80 here. And maybe just straight boot it if possible. Whoop. Oh, much faster. That's interesting. I think we need to go straight like 290 from here. I hit Dell. God damn it. It's really just doesn't want to cooperate at all. Okay, I'll try to increase my frequency of the Dell hitting. Okay. It just doesn't seem to want that. No, not the AOD setup. Okay. Yep. How can I? Okay, let's try tab and Dell because it tells me those things. No, it just doesn't want to. Okay. We'll try more core at least. We'll have lower Northbridge now, but we'll try more core. What's with these random hangs? Okay, I'll just do it clear. Definitely need to do a bias reflash. There's odd stuff going on here that I don't fully comprehend. Okay, here we go. This ought to be exciting. 290. Lower this a bit. And should be fine. Lower this. What's 290 times 13.5? 3.9. Okay, that'll be fine. Easy. Just easy. The alien's looking a bit crooked there. Boot. And then afterwards we're on the benchmark. So what I don't get are these weird hangs. Maybe I should let it sit on the, because if it's able to go to the desktop, I don't really understand why it would then, like, is there some sort of cool and quiet in operation that is helping it boot to the desktop? But the load during these spinning balls is quite high, so I don't really understand how it would have an issue going into a benchmark when it just booted Windows 7, which is see these weird hangs. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Does it need, what might it need? Now it's not letting me into the BIOS anymore either. That's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, what if I just literally don't attempt to do anything? See, as soon as I try to launch a program of any sort, it's very strange. Usually BCLK just sort of a hard limit on what you can boot, and then if it's bootable, it's benchable. You might be able to raise above that, but or is it? See, P states might be forcing it to 14.5 multi in certain conditions, which then locks up because you can't do that. Maybe I should have gotten so now I need to see this random lockup. Weird. Is it when I'm trying to use the keyboard? Okay, I'll try this one thing because it's so consistently able to boot those settings but then not do anything in OS. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe there's some sort of weird thing going on with keyboard interrupt handlings or something. So I'll make an attempt at not using a keyboard at all. Come on, CPU ID, CPU Z. Let's do it. Yeah, it's using the keyboard is the problem. What the fuck? Must literally be some sort of interrupt handling issue. Yeah, I was thinking that because it also has trouble getting into BIOS, so weird. I might just do that. I haven't had PS2 issues before. I've had USB issues like dropouts and things. This is a first. But anyway, you live and learn, as they say. You live and learn. But you mean PS2 splitter off, like external PS2 splitter, right? Not some sort of weird implementation where there's two PS2s that are actually wired in as a single PS2, right? Come on, let's do it. The combo port. Well, this has got two separate PS2 ports, which I wouldn't have thought would be an issue, but maybe it is. If only this bench ran a little bit faster. No, this is two separate ports. Come on in, buddy. Got places to be. I'm getting LN2 deliver later on, actually. Need to still load my viewers into my car. Stream scale, stream add, stream subtract. Is that what the next one's called? Stream multiply, stream triad. You'd think I'd know these subtest names by now. Not a bad score, but still very much unimpressive. My device is ready to use. Well, I live in a house that's really inconvenient for LN2, let's put it this way. And I live in the city where there's no space for the the LN2 delivery. Mamma mia. Still won't recognize the keyboard. I live in a place where there's essentially nowhere for the LN2 delivery truck to park, so I drive like 200 meters away and get my LN2 delivered there and then just drive it home. All right, this is really the last go around now. Okay. Load. And it was 290, right? So 290. Fade down to 13.5. So that's almost 4. So let's go 298. North bridge down a little bit more. I think that was it. I think that was it. Smooth as silk so far. I'm still not going to use my keyboard even though it's not in the PS2 anymore. So 4 gigs, highest RAM ever, decent on-core. Here we go. I expect great things. 2200. Bang. It could have had, I mean, since we're talking a single core system, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful speculations we can make here. Maybe the keyboard did influence the weird interrupt issues did influence the score. It feels like it's running fast, but that doesn't always mean anything at all. Mandelbrot. Let's do it. Sharpen filter. Blur filter. Gotta decide, what do we want? Do we want a sharpen or do we want a blur? Apparently both of them are require heavy computation by the sounds of things. SFFT, DFFT, and then all kinds of streams, right? First the N body. You wouldn't want to forget about the N body, it's very important. And the old ray trace. Stream copy, stream add, stream triad, stream scale. Boom. I'm saving the score. Nice. Okay. So we have worked out a few things. That's for sure. Still gonna try the other bias though. That's also for sure. But here's a 4G pass at almost 300 BCLK, so could be worse. It's pretty much nothing, but it's not nothing. I mean, it's a little bit more than nothing, but it's still nothing in benching terms. I'm having fun though. This is chilled. But now let's get ready for the LN2 delivery. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Cheers, Prost, Nastrovia. And I guess next week, I mean, this was a Thursday stream, but maybe I can go back to my old Friday slot. Next week will be some sort of LN2 stream. I don't know what it's going to be. It'll be 2D for sure, but stay tuned. But until next time, thanks for watching.